Alright, so you have all the trigger points. You have pretty much all of the traditional ones. That usually comes with one powerlifting, we call it bench shoulders, where you're just kind of like forward rounded over, especially when all this gets really strong, like big and strong, especially with how much we bench, it kind of just pulls us in there. And then what comes with that is, so shoulders forward, you get in a kyphotic position, and then your head's out here, so your whole body, and then you're going to lumbar extension, lumbar lordosis, and you're in this upper cross syndrome A to P situation. Working at a desk is also, people develop these from working at a desk all the time, because what are you doing at a desk? You're sitting, unloaded, here, here. You're doing the same thing every day, you're here, and then it's essentially the same upper cross situation. So, what I put together is, I have notes, it's kind of a long laundry list, but once you figure out which ones work for you, you just pull them back, and then there's two things I'm going to have you do at the gym, 2 to 3 times a week, or more, depending if you need it. So first things first, when you're working at your desk, I'm not entirely sure what it is you do, but every hour, get up, move around, maybe hit a door stretch, do something that puts you in, chest up, out. Jeez, like you could even just freaking flap around if you have to. Just get up, move, walk around. That'll subside like 50% of your pain. So, the list. Long-winded as usual. Door stretch. Classic door stretch. We're going to do something slightly different. So, classic door stretch, right? Forward, turn away. And this time we're going to go down and kind of up and in. We're going to get that pec minor, because the pec minor attaches to the acromion process of the scap down to the ribs. So what that does is it literally pulls your scap this way. And that tends to get pretty flared up, especially with bench. So that's the first one. Both sides, 2 minutes, 2 minutes each. We're gonna do lying breathing drills. So you can find a roller, a foam roller if you have one, or something like it. If you don't have any of that, I wouldn't recommend jerry rigging anything, because you're just gonna get hurt. Use the side of your couch, the armrest, where you're just gonna lie on it. How am I gonna do this? Pretending that you have I have a roller. Oh, actually, here's my pretend roller that you're not gonna use, right? Roller. You're gonna put it right about between your scaps, somewhere where it lets your chest rise. And you're gonna take your arms. Man, this is a really terrible video. Put them up over your head, kind of out, abducted. And you're gonna take your head and go not up, but down and back. And what you're gonna do here is you're gonna do deep breathing drills. But what I want you to focus on is breathing only with your core muscles, meaning like only your belly, not your chest, not your neck. Start small. Inhale through the nose. And now, once you start feeling it, feeling the breathing in your neck, try to tone down the breathing a little bit, because we don't want your accessory muscles to do all the work, because that's part of your problem too. Well, your actual diaphragm and ribs and everything that's primarily supposed to help you breathe. So that's the second thing you're gonna do. First is your door stretch, then is the lying roller breathing drills. All right, next things next. Let me just get this set up. It's real professional. Trap trigger points. This is something you can do any day of the week. So we all know what our traps look like. It's like this big diamond, right, to the scaps and then down to the spine. Bring your shoulders up, brings them down, back together, and it pulls them back. So the upper ones is what pisses everybody off, right? That's also, when they get big and strong and hypertonic, it brings you up. And when it brings you up, it also brings you forward, because you have this one that attaches like to the EOP, the back of the head, down, kind of forward, right? Kind of forward. It goes to the border, but it also goes forward. I guess you don't really need to know that anatomy. But anyways, what you can do, let's say, so this is what I have to do all the time. My left one, terrible, awful. So what you're gonna do is you can take your hand, place it on your hip, look, so you're kind of gonna look forward, to the side and away. And you're gonna take your hands, you can either take your thumb if you're mobile enough, I'm not, or you can take your fingers and press right about there. Hunt around. You can change different head angles. Where's mine? You know what, let me try this one. The other thing is you wanna bring your shoulder back. There it is, right there. So all it is, you look away and you just hold it. And you're kind of squeezing your trap down so that we want to use the bottom part of your, the lower traps, which pull the scaps down and retracted, which is what we want, because that's the opposite of like elevated, right? Depressed, retracted. Because like we said, upper cross kind of comes up and rounded forward, protracted and elevated. Again, we want the stronger muscle, part of the muscle, to be down and back. So one more time, this is the third thing you can do. The trap trigger point. Hunt around here, look away, use your muscle, your back muscles to pull your scap back and down. If you have to fake row, do that too. And you can look away pretty hard, press it, you will know. You will know when you find it. So that's the third thing. The wall exercise. What was the wall? Right, wall exercise. I gotta come up with names for these. So we're gonna pretend that this is an adequate wall. Find a wall that's like sturdy. So basically, come on. Basically what you're doing is, this is not working. Give that a try. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up against the wall, right? Take a half step forward. Let your upper back rest against it. And this is what you're gonna do, is you're gonna bring your shoulders back and down like you're gonna bench. You can even externally rotate if you want and just kind of chill here. You wanna be in the opposite position of this, right? So back, down, open, everything open. Upper back. Now this is the important part, is you can take your head. I'm just gonna scoot down, you don't have to go this low just so you can see. Take the back of your head. Well, first thing is you're gonna take your chin. Tuck your chin, and then you're gonna take your head, push it against the wall, and you're gonna attempt to lift your upper back while keeping it all erect off of the wall using your head. You don't actually have to press your body off of the wall at first. Eventually you may get strong enough for that. Right now it doesn't really matter. So what you're gonna do, what it looks like, back down, externally rotated, tuck the chin, head back, and you're gonna feel the muscles working, and you're gonna feel a bunch of other things in there. What else do we have? Oh, bonus thing. So that's the fourth thing. This is a bonus. Another thing you can always do when you really need it, especially at work, is you can take your hand and your head, put your hand over the wall or something, grab your head, pull it down and away. And you know how there's different vertebrae in your spine. There's 7 of them in your cervical spine. I should know that. What you can do is these little tiny muscles here. You're just deep. I forget the name. Doesn't really matter. But what you do is, again, tuck your chin. That's the important part, because it does a very small motion, these muscles. And you're going to just tuck your chin, and then use your hands to go down. And what you can do is, instead of just stretching, use your hands as leverage, and then try to use those muscles. Try to extend up, but use your hands so it doesn't allow you to. So what it's going to look like is right here. What it's going to look like is, you might shake, and that's totally fine. Count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax and use your hands to pull you deeper into flexion. The other thing you can do is you can pull your spine into flexion as well. And actually that's hitting my, that's nice. That's nice. It's called contract relax. You can also, if you have enough hands or mobility, I guess, you can kind of press on it while you do it. The idea is to bring everything, because actually your erectors that we use for powerlifting, one of them attaches to your back of your head. And so a lot of like back issues, especially if you're like stuck in extension, which you are, and we need to address that. And that's what we're going to do moving forward, especially during prep, once we get rid of that, because again, the erector, that one specific erector kind of feeds into the lower back as well. it can feed into the upper back, and then it also feeds in your head, and I just got this whole mishmash of issues. So that's 4 things plus a bonus. You're welcome. And then so at the gym, what I'm going to have you do is the wall exercise, because there's certain cable machines that we can use to actually help this manifest in a better way. The other thing you can do is at the gym after train PVC pipe T-spine stretch. I want you doing the T-spine stretch every day that you're in the gym, at least now until prep, because prep is just going to get more and more brutal, and there will be times when I ask you to suck up the pain, and that's I know it's a lot to ask, so we should probably mitigate as much as we can. So I know you know the PVC T-spine stretch. I'm pretty sure I had you doing it before. We're gonna, again, just real quick, we're gonna have you do, grab the PVC, get a bench or a couch. It doesn't even have to be PVC, it could be anything that's gonna get you from here to here onto the bench. Let it pull you in. You're gonna feel stretch here, you might feel stretch here. But this is the key, this is what I want you to do. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but let's pretend I'm on, we're gonna pretend that I have a PVC pipe and doing the stretch, right? So you're into the stretch, and you're doing your stretch, See how I'm in extension? That's what we just talked about, and we don't want that to happen. So while your upper body, from like T-spine up, is in extension, you're gonna tuck your butt, tuck your lumbar as you do this. So as you tuck your lumbar and you're breathing, I want you to take deep breaths in and then deep breaths out and really pull that pelvis in. So those are your 5 things. I know it's a lot. Again, we're gonna whittle them down one by one, but I know how painful these things can be, and since I'm not in person, I can't do my hands-on stuff, which really sucks, because we can usually address those like, bam. When things do flare up and these things don't seem to be working for you, something you can do is take 1,000 milligrams of specifically acetaminophen, not aspirin, not, I think Aleve actually. Double dose Aleve. It's safe, it's fine. If you don't have ulceritis, you'll be good. So these are the 5 things. Door stretch, which you know, the modified door stretch we just did. Laying breathing drills on a roller or the side of a couch or chair. The trap trigger point, which you can do any time of day. I have to do it all the time, especially when it comes to studying. This is stuff that you need to pay attention to when you're studying as well. Number 4 is the wall exercise, the tuck the chin, push it back, lift your body thing. The 5th thing we talked about, well, actually like 4.5, 4 plus a bonus, was pulling your head into flexion, tucking the chin, and then fighting it. Contract, relax. If you need a specific video on that, you find that's helpful, then I can make an actual more in-depth one, because I know that was pretty quick. Number 5 is the PVC T-spine stretch modified with the lumbar flexion. If you have any problems with any of that, like, let me know. We'll see what we can do about it, but we're going to get this taken care of. I'm also going to modify your training, so you have a little more corrective exercises for this, kind of like tone down the bad stuff, tone up the good stuff.